Galaxie, Ireland's #1 dance act, are back with their long-awaited third album, Pleasure. They talk about frantic studio energy, a summer of festival headliners, repealing the 8, and taking on former Fight Like Apes singer May as their newest member. Read more. Irish songwriter Read more is part of a series of headline shows in the UK and Ireland. Kurt Vile will play in Dublin this November. Read more. One half of the Classic Hall. Read more. Hot Press got its hands on the glorious 9th album from post-rock outfit God is an Astronaut, and we're streaming it here. Read more. Arsene Wenger will leave Arsenal at the end of the 2017-2018 football season, bringing an end to one of the longest managing careers in modern history. Read more. Having written the zeitgeist defining Asking for It, Louise O'Neill's latest novel, Almost Love, confirms her status as one of Ireland's foremost contemporary authors. Photography, Miguel Ruiz. Read more. The City of Derry Jazz and Big Band Festival will be back for its 17th year this May, featuring artists from across the world and attracting over 60,000 revelers over the course of the bank holiday weekend. Read more. As part of their ongoing collaboration for Slow Sessions, David Bruni and Blank have released their newest track together, Home. Read more. Following on from the success of last summer, Home with the Henry Girls will return to Donegal this summer. Read more. Villagers, Jocelyn Bay, FK Mos Def, Lost Brothers and Maria Kelly have been added to the lineup of this stunning new festival. Read more. Dublin-based folk rock band have done it again with their hook-heavy new single, I Live For You. Read more. Dolan's, Limerick, on April 26th. Read more. Due to phenomenal demand, Arctic Monkeys have added a second date at 3 Arena. Read more. Cliff Richard has today arrived at the High Court in London for his legal battle with the BBC. Read more. Superorganism have announced a headline show at the Academy, Dublin this October. Read more. The investment will be part of Leo Varadkar's Project Ireland 2040 infrastructure overhaul, and will focus on renovating cultural institutions and digitizing national collections. Read more. Creating thousands of jobs, generating millions for the economy, and propelling some of our best musicians onto the international stage. The live music business is an essential part of Ireland's cultural and economic life. The time has come to stand up for it. Read more. With his brilliant first album Dear Annie enjoying universal acclaim and even Elton John singing his praises, Reggie Snow is one of the most exciting new Irish artists in eons. The Dublin rapper talks about the long rise to the top, working with world-class producers, his take on Irish identity, and how he had to find himself before he could find the lyrics for his stellar debut. Read more. The Dublin rapper teams up with Maverick Sabre for this soaring ode. Read more. The artist FKA Mods delves into power, strength and fragility in his newest single, which was released on Friday. Read more. The Pleasure's All Ours. Read more. A major new book, telling the story of music and conflict in Northern Ireland since 1968, will be previewed as the British Council's Peace and Beyond conference opening and civic reception at Belfast City Hall on Tuesday the 10th of April. Read more. Today FM have announced an exclusive Today FM gig 2 weeks from now. Read more. Paul L. Wright, FKA Lethal Dialect, is set to launch his new record, Hungry, at the Workman's Club on May 18th. Read more. Electronic neo-soul artist Melina Malone teams up with MC, producer duo Mango X Mathman for a truly incredible take on 90s gold. Read more. At the Drive-In announce their triumphant return to Vicar Street this July. Read more. 50 years ago today, on the 4th of April 1968, the great African-American civil rights leader Martin Luther King was brutally gunned down in an assassination carried out by a white supremacist. Here, we take a look at some of the great songs which have been inspired by his legacy. Read more. Having just signed a deal to Sacred Bones Records, Hillary Woods has released the first single from her upcoming debut solo album Colt, which will be out on June 8th. Read more. The band debuted a new collaboration with rapper Snoop Dogg, titled Hollywood, at Lollapalooza in Chile. Read more. Stendhal Festival has announced the first part of the musical program for the 8th installment of the multi-award-winning Music and Arts Festival, which takes place on August 10th and 11th, at Ballymully Cottage Farm, Limavady. Read more. The Electric Picnic bound Dua Lipa graces the cover of the new issue of Hot Press. Read more. August Wells make a warped, soulful return to Irish airwaves, with the release of Nothing Like Love, the first single to be taken from their forthcoming third album. Read more. It's reported that the lead prosecutor into his death will make decision, in the near future, on whether to charge anyone. Read more. The French indie rock band have been forced to reschedule tonight's headliner in Dublin, following medical advice. Read more ahead of the release of their 9th studio album, which Hot Press will be streaming exclusively in April. Watch this space. Here's the newest single from God is an Astronaut, which came out on March 2nd. Read more. A new event, to take place on the weekend of May 5 to 7 at the Royal Hospital Kilmainham, will celebrate popular music as the cultural generator of the 20th century. Read more. The singer had claimed that the British band had asked for 100% writing credits for her song, Get Free. Read more. The Stunning are back with a bang, as their new album Twice Around the World gets to within heartbeat of the top spot. Read more ahead of a busy summer schedule. Picture This have released their newest single from a second full-length album which is due out soon. Read more. 4 Words to Stand EP was Two Door Cinema Club's debut, self-funded release when the then school friends were 16 and living in Belfast. Read more. Following in the footsteps of his father Clint, Scott Eastwood has emerged as one of the most in-demand action movie actors in Hollywood in recent years. Hot Press is lucky enough to catch his era. He tours across Europe to promote his new film Pacific Rim: The Uprising. Read more. The latest single from compelling Dublin singer I'll Be Ready. Read more. Bruce Springsteen has announced that he will extend his Springsteen on Broadway one-man show until December 15th. Read more. Accidents. Written by frontman Derek Hullen following an anxiety-related seizure which landed him in hospital. The song features on the new EP Green, which is out on March 30th. Read more. One of the most promising voices in electropop, Galway-based newcomer Kat Turner brings us her haunting new track, Waster, from her debut EP. Read more. Rolling Stone's Croke Park gig is expected to go ahead this summer. Read more. The film company announced that they would be closing today in a statement, which you can read below. Read more. The new book aims to crack the mysteries of Van Morrison's most famous yet most enigmatic album, 50 years after it was first released. Read more. Following on from the announcements of the Waterboys August 16th and Paul Young July 19th for this summer's Bulmers Live at Leopardstown, the famous Dublin racecourse this week reveals the next 3 artists set to play the 8-week racing and music festival. Read more. In the midst of their 7 live shows at the NCH, the Gloaming have shot to the 3rd spot on their opening week. Read more. Kathy Davey is taking it all back to the essentials, and for 2018 will be embarking on her Bare Bones tour, along with a live album, which is to be in store on April 21st. Read more. The former President and First Lady of the United States are in advanced negotiations with streaming service, according to reports. Read more. Easily the best festival of year if you're using the old value lineup equation, the biggest weekend lives up to its superlative name. Read more. The British synth-pop band have released the first single from their upcoming 2nd album. Read more. London Irish writer Jess Kidd talks reviving crime fiction with magic realism, her joy at having never-ending workloads, and the inspiration behind her beautifully unsettling nude novel, The Hoarder. Read more. Storm Emma put a spanner in the works of a number of gigs across Ireland last week, with performances from Everything, Tom Misch, The Stranglers and more all being cancelled. Here's the dates that they've been moved to. Read more. Girl is the latest from Dublin-based electronic duo SYLK. Read more. To celebrate Record Store Day 2018, Saturday the 21st of April, Pink Floyd will release the band's debut album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, on vinyl, with a new mono 2018 remaster by James Guthrie, Joel Plant and Bernie Grundman. Read more. Taylor Swift has announced Camila Cabello and Charli XCX as very special guests for her Reputation Stadium tour dates at Croke Park on Friday, June 15th and Saturday, June 16th. Read more. State magazine has today announced that it will cease to operate, 10 years after it first started published music content. Read more. Robin Wright will take the helm when House of Cards returns for its 6th and final season this autumn. Read more. Having developed his career under the patronage of the Diffusion Lab crew, Elbows is the 2nd single from Dave Costello. Read more. The US-Ireland Alliance celebrated its 13th annual Oscar Wilde Awards last night in Santa Monica. emceed by J.J. Abrams, the evening's honorees were Barry Cogan, Mark Hamill, Paula Malcolmson, and Catherine O'Hara. Read more. Following a phenomenal 3-arena show last November, which sold out in minutes, Queen Adam Lambert have made the surprise announcement that the band will play new European dates, including an open-air concert at Marlay Park this July. Read more. London Irish writer Jess Kidd talks reviving crime fiction with magic realism, her joy at having never-ending workloads, and the inspiration behind her beautifully unsettling nude novel, The Hoarder. Read more. With a stellar lineup including Finbar Fury, Brian Kennedy, Scullion, the Henry Girls, Zotomo and many more, the Kilkenny Tradfest also offers dozens of activities, including street performances, masterclasses, workshops and trad discos. Read more. The 18-year-old Derry singer has recorded a live version of her new single, Wasted. Patient, Thinking, recorded at the Boho Barn. Read more. The Mancunian indie rock band tried their hardest, but the Beast from the East claimed another good gig this evening. Read more. Numerous events scheduled for today and tomorrow have been forced to cancel following severe weather warnings in Ireland. Read more. 2017 marks the 40th anniversary of the release of Elvis Costello's first record album, My Aim Is True. Read more. With acclaimed appearances at Eurosonic Festival and South by Southwest to her name, as well as a string of powerful hit singles, Caribbean teenager Ra is on the cusp of major success. Read more. Chris Christopherson has today announced that he will perform a third concert at the Olympia Theatre on Saturday the 30th of June, and that the profits will be donated to charity. Read more. Recently signed to Warner Music record label, Cavan native Anya Cahill has announced she will perform at Smock Alley Theatre this April. Read more. Two of the country's finest emerging singers teamed up earlier this month for a track that's as earnest and emotional as it is beautifully written. Read more. Irish four-piece Codaline has announced their return to Belfast with a headline show at Custom House Square this August. Read more. Multi-platinum selling singer Paul Young has been confirmed to play Bulmers live at Leopardstown this July. Read more. Hip-hop superstar's latest effort hindered by excessive length. Read more. The live scene in Ireland is thriving. Except that, far too often, real music fans can't get their hands on tickets for big shows, and then see massively inflated prices being set online by those who do. Ticketmaster's head of music in North America, David Marcus, believes that the company's new, Verified Fan initiative can solve one of the most contentious issues in the industry. Read more. Former Hot presser Dave Fanning pays tribute to the singer in a new one-off documentary, which will air at 10:35 p.m. tonight on Root. Read more. The former Smiths frontman has penned a letter to Minister Michael Creed on behalf of PETA. Read more. Event to include traveler music, drama, cinema, historical talks and photographic exhibitions as well as special children's activities. Read more. English singer-songwriter George Ezra has announced a return to Belfast with a headline show at CHSQ this August. Read more. Boundary-pushing opus from Dublin rapper. Read more. Having already amassed millions of online hits and sold out venues across America, Dublin electro sensation Jonathan Ing, aka Eden, is set to go truly supernova in 2018. He talks to Peter McGoran about early influences, touring the globe, and his stunning debut album Vertigo. Read more. Haim will perform at the Olympia Theatre this June. Read more. The Killers have announced an open-air concert at RDS Arena this June, with special guests are Franz Ferdinand. Read more. American R&B singer SZA has been added to one of the most exciting and unique lineups for any festival in Ireland in recent years. Read more. Mercury-nominated art rockers Django are back with their captivating third album Marble Skies. Frontman Vincent Neff talks about returning to the studio, creating genre-bending music, and avoiding overtly political songs. Read more. Filmmaker Nora Twomey discusses Oscar nominations, the brand new animated festival taking place in Kilkenny, and why the animation sector is thriving in Ireland. Interview, Peter McGoran. Read more.